13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi is directed by Michael Bay, and it's based off the true story of the night that happened September 11, 2012, when Libyan rebels attacked an embassy because they were looking for the US ambassador there. And this movie follows the soldiers that fended off against this enemy, following on literally one of the worst nights of their entire life. Now, I didn't know what to expect going into this movie. On one hand, this seemed like a really interesting story to bring to the big screen, but then on the other hand, you slap Michael Bay's name on it as director, and all of a sudden you get traumatic flashbacks to when he tried to do true story films like Pain and Gain and Pearl Harbor. So even when they released the really cool looking trailers for this movie, I didn't buy it because I knew Michael Bay could make good trailers. He's done that before. I just wanted to see the movie. And oh my god, I'm actually super surprised by this movie. One thing that really surprised me about this movie, Michael Bay. It actually seemed like he cared about making this movie. He did a fantastic job directing. Yeah, there are definitely some Michael Bay-isms throughout the movie, but honestly, those didn't really affect me all that much. The main attack that goes down in this movie was exquisitely crafted by Michael Bay. He was perfect at directing the action in this film. And he also did a really good job of making you as an audience member feel like you were actually with these men fighting for your life against these people. Another thing that really impressed me was the performances in this movie, two in particular. One of them, John Krasinski. I know that he was known for comedy before this movie, so I didn't know how he was going to transition, but in the end, he did a very good job. And also his friend, James Badge Dale. I do not recognize that name, but I wish I did, because he was actually incredible in this movie. In my opinion, he was the best performance in this entire film. And you could actually feel the camaraderie between all the soldiers. You could feel that they were actually friends and that they were fighting to protect each other. So the actors had really good chemistry when it came to that. They sold that to me. And this movie is very intense for the most part, especially with the big attack that happened in the movie. I was in suspense throughout the entire time because I actually had no idea what was going to happen next. I had a basic idea of the event that happened before seeing this movie, but I didn't really know that much about the soldiers or what they went through, so I didn't really know what was going to happen next, and I was in suspense the whole time because I didn't want any of these guys to die. They seem like really cool guys and they seem like really good friends, and I didn't want them to lose each other. And even though this story is really intense, if I had to have some flaws with this movie, it's with the story. This isn't really a big problem, but I was just a little disappointed that they didn't really go into the politics of it. Like, for one, the Libyan rebels, they never really mentioned what their motivation was or why they went after the US ambassador in the first place. So for people who had no idea about this situation, or if they're like me, who only have a basic idea of it, they're gonna walk away going, so those guys attacked them because they wanted to? They just didn't really do a good job of explaining why they were attacking in the first place. Also, there is some drama with this event involving Hillary Clinton, and I was expecting them to maybe dive into that, and they didn't really do that. I was honestly a little surprised by that, but I'm not going to delve into the politics stuff because blah, blah, blah. The movie mainly just focuses on the soldiers and their confusion about what's going on, how they don't understand. So in a weird way, this flaw actually assists you feeling like you're with these soldiers because you are also confused and not sure what's happening. And besides two intense scenes, the entire first 45 minutes were a little bit slow. I think maybe they could have cut some of that out, maybe shortened the movie just a little bit, but overall, I'm actually really surprised by how much I enjoyed this film. It was intense, it was really well acted, the action was really well done, and Michael Bay actually surprised me because he showed me that he knows what he's doing behind the camera and that he can actually be an incredible director. Even though I'm probably going to be thinking the exact opposite when Transformers The Last Knight comes out. I mean, I want to like it, but at the same time, Transformers 4 kinda sucks. But besides that, I'm gonna give 13 Hours an A-. I was so shocked walking out of this movie when I gave that grade because I did not expect to like it that much, but I really did. In my opinion, it's one of my favorite movies of the year. It was so good. But if you saw 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, leave in the comments below of what you thought of it. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.